Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think will win when Atomic Skull faces Wonderman? It is destructive energy against immortal strength. Atomic Skull is the embodiment of nuclear power twisted into a living nightmare. Originally just an ordinary human, he was transformed after a failed experiment, turning his body into a mobile reactor. Atomic Skull possesses physical strength far beyond human limits, the ability to emit deadly radiation, and the power to create destructive energy blasts. He is nearly immune to conventional physical damage while also being able to absorb energy to increase his power. Wonderman, or Simon Williams, is one of the most powerful heroes thanks to a body composed of ionic energy. He possesses superhuman strength, nearly indestructible durability, and flexible flight capabilities. Wonderman does not need to eat or rest in the usual way because ionic energy sustains his entire life. Beyond physical strength, he also has fast reflexes and incredible recovery abilities. Before we dive deep into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you all very much. Atomic Skull is not just a name, but a symbol of two fates twisted by power and ambition. This title once belonged to Albert Michaels, a talented scientist, and later to Joseph Martin, a university student who was accidentally caught in a dark path. Both became dangerous enemies of Superman and even faced the Justice League thanks to their terrifying ability to control radioactive energy. Albert Michaels was a scientific genius who suffered from a rare neurological disorder where electrical impulses in his brain were constantly interrupted, pushing him to the brink of despair. In an attempt to find a way out, Michaels recklessly stole his own inventions from Star Labs and gave them to Skull, an ambitious criminal organization. Success came quickly and he rose to a leadership position, but the price to pay was far beyond any calculation. Skull implanted a neural regulator made of radium in his brain with the hope of curing the cruel disease. However, instead of salvation, that device betrayed him. It transformed Michael's brainwaves into a form of radioactive energy never seen before, causing his body to burn in a deadly light. From a human longing to be healed, he became the embodiment of destructive power, a soul burned by his own invention, forever trapped between genius and disaster. Joseph Martin power is not just superior physicality, but a terrifying combination of atomic energy and wild fighting instinct. He possesses horrific arm strength, enough to knock Superman far away, crush cars, tear through iron doors, or break blocks of wood as hard as steel with his bare hands. At certain times, that strength approaches young Kryptonian versions like Superboy, making him an opponent that cannot be underestimated. His body is also extremely durable. Direct punches from Superman can hardly damage his bones, while most conventional weapons are nearly useless. He can fight continuously for hours without fading, like a war machine that knows no fatigue. However, what makes Atomic Skull truly terrifying lies in the radioactive energy surging within his body. He can fire glowing purple energy streams from his mouth, eyes, hands, or his entire body, enough to cause serious injury to Superman and take down humans in an instant. This energy source also amplifies his strength, making each strike more devastating than ever. Thanks to this, he can fly at high speeds using the emission energy as thrust. Joseph's body always leaks radiation, turning the surrounding environment into a deadly hazard zone. His transparent skin reveals a glowing skull, creating a haunting image, as if he is no longer human but a living reactor losing control. Yet, that power is also a double-edged sword. The energy inside him is unstable and easily neutralized by radiation-absorbing materials such as boron. His mind is also not completely stable, frequently swaying between reason and madness, making every battle a dangerous gamble for both allies and enemies. In a world full of threats, Atomic Skull stands in a special position. He is not the ultimate destroyer, but he is dangerous enough to make heroic icons wary. His greatest opponent is always Superman. Alongside the Justice League and the Justice Society, powerful groups that have many times faced this deadly energy source. During one confrontation right in the middle of a movie theater, he forced Superman into a position where he had to adapt quickly. The Kryptonian hero was forced to use a boron rod wrapped around his opponent's head to absorb radiation and control the situation, showing the level of danger Atomic Skull can create when out of control. He also once joined the secret society of supervillains, cooperating with many other villains to fight against heroes. His ruthlessness was clearly shown when he easily defeated a group of thieves at Star Labs and burned their leader in a sudden burst of anger. The Albert Michaels version even faced the Flash and Firestorm, and even planned to spread kryptonite on a global scale. Even so, Atomic Skull is often viewed as a mid-tier villain. He is capable of pushing Superman into difficult situations, but in the end, he is still defeated by the strategy, will, and alertness of the hero. Each of his appearances is like a brief, violent, and chaotic storm, but then it fades away, leaving a cold echo and a lasting obsession. I really hope you will subscribe to the channel, as that will help us a lot, and you are the best person. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Simon Williams. Once an actor with a life full of promise, he suddenly fell into the abyss when accused of embezzlement, losing his reputation and everything he had built. In that moment of despair, Baron Zemo appeared as a tempting escape, but in truth, it was a door leading to a completely different fate. Under the hands of Zemo, Simon was transformed by ionic energy, granting him strength far beyond human limits and creating a new identity known as Wonderman. Initially, he was just a pawn planted to infiltrate the Avengers. However, when exposed to the spirit and ideals of true heroes, his heart gradually changed. From someone being exploited, Simon chose to stand on the side of justice, turning his back on Zemo and the Masters of Evil. The moment he sacrificed himself to save the Avengers was not just the end of a life, but the birth of an icon. The light of ionic energy flared brilliantly, as if burning away all past mistakes. Yet, his death fueled an obsession in the heart of his brother, Grim Reaper, who then embarked on a dark path with an unquenchable thirst for revenge. His mind and essence continued to exist in the synthetic body of Vision. Because he was formed from Simon's ionic brain patterns, Vision carried a part of his humanity, making the bond between them deeper than blood. Despite existing in two different forms, they still viewed each other as twin brothers, bound by memory, essence, and an inseparable past. Hardship still did not let him go. At a fateful moment, his ionic energy form was permanently absorbed by Rogue, causing his existence to nearly vanish. That moment was like a flame being extinguished in a storm. But then, like a miracle, he was restored, returning to the world he had almost left behind. Since then, Wonderman has continued to walk alongside the Avengers, no longer a seeker of glory, but an experienced soul quietly fighting for the things that truly matter. Wonderman was one of many heroes recruited by Steve Rogers for the Avengers Emergency Response Squad. While the heroes Shang-Chi, Wasp, Photon, and Steve Rogers were fighting Sin in Germany, Simon joined other recruited heroes alongside Clint Barton, She-Hulk, Lightning, Hercules, Lightspeed, and Night Thrasher. Despite claiming to be made of ionic energy, after his most recent resurrection, his physiology changed to the point where it is difficult to determine if his current body is organic matter or just a form of energy in human shape. His appearance remains familiar, but hidden deep inside is an unsolved mystery. During an event when all living creatures in New York City were transformed into symbiotic entities, Simon stood firm as a strange exception. He maintained that he was not flesh and blood, but a form of pure energy existence, and that helped him stay immune to the spreading infection. That difference was even more clearly shown when Rogue touched him. Instead of just absorbing power as usual, she accidentally pulled Simon's entire body into herself, as if he no longer had a physical body that could be touched or drained. That moment was like a human being dissolving into light, leaving no visible trace. Wonderman exists as a source of living energy, both powerful and fragile in his own way. He is a testament to how the boundary between human and energy can be blurred, leaving an entity both familiar and strange, always standing between two worlds without truly belonging to either. The power of Wonderman has always been ranked among the most formidable on Earth, although his true limits are still something no one has been able to determine. With a lifting capacity exceeding 100 tons, Simon Williams is not just a powerful warrior. His raw strength is driven by ionic energy. He is considered on par with Sentry and frequently appears on the list of the strongest individuals on the planet. On many occasions, Wonderman has been compared to Thor and Hercules, entities possessing divine power. In fact, during several direct encounters, he has been able to overpower Thor, forcing the god to use Mjolnir to regain the advantage. However, Simon himself admits that Thor possesses a superior level of power and that his opponent often holds back his true strength. Nevertheless, being able to stand toe-to-toe and trade blows directly with an Asgardian god is clear evidence of his extraordinary power. Wonderman belongs to the same power tier as Hulk, Thor, and Hercules, though ranked a level below them. He still surpasses Iron Man even when the armor is at maximum capacity. However, a gap with the strongest individual still exists. Even when combining his strength with 3 other mighty Avengers, Wonderman is still seen as unable to match Hulk when he reaches his peak state. The strength of Wonderman allows him to overwhelm top-tier opponents. Even Iron Man once had to push his armor to its extreme power limit just to keep up with Simon for a short time. But that effort was still not enough to fully equalize. Wonderman proved his strength by easily overpowering Red Hulk while also defeating Abomination after an intense confrontation. He even lifted massive equipment that the Thing struggled to handle. Wonderman can perform extraordinary jumps, covering distances of hundreds of feet in a single leap, turning travel into a series of powerful and decisive movements. At one point, when transportation was unavailable, he utilized this very ability to cross the city, realizing that although he could not reach the distances of Hulk, he was still remarkably efficient. In every step, every jump, and every strike, he is like an inexhaustible stream of energy, always moving forward. His ionic body can withstand penetrating wounds from large caliber bullets without flinching, while standing firm against horrific impacts like falling from extreme heights or enduring a barrage of blows from superhuman opponents. Even launching out of orbit and returning does not leave significant damage. He also adapts well to extreme temperature changes, and Simon's physicality is elevated in every aspect. His agility, balance, and coordination far exceed any exceptional athlete. Every movement is precise and decisive, as if he is controlling a perfectly tuned body. Wonderman's senses extend beyond normal limits. With guidance from Hank Pym and Nadia Van Dyne, he learned how to sense and interact with the energy forms around him, from physical to radioactive, through high concentration. His hearing is also significantly upgraded, allowing him to pick up sounds that humans cannot hear. Simultaneously, Simon's vision goes beyond the normal spectrum, helping him perceive energy forms invisible to the naked eye. He has faced countless dangerous threats, from the Masters of Evil to personal enemies like Grim Reaper, his resentful brother. He has also encountered terrifying forces such as Ultron, Korvac, and alien races like the Kree and Skrull, or even the Dark Avengers army manipulated by Norman Osborn. He defeated Red Hulk, Abomination, Graviton, and faced Ultron many times. In events like the Korvac Saga, Galactic Storm, World War Hulk, or Secret Invasion, Wonderman has always been one of the indispensable pillars, a resilient warrior in the heart of the chaotic storm. When completely destroyed by Kree ionic weapons, it seemed everything had ended, but Simon regenerated, becoming even stronger than before. That moment was like a flame extinguished and then burning back even more intensely, confirming that he is not easily erased from the fight. Wonderman also contributed to building the future for generations of heroes. He was the one who laid the foundation for the West Coast Avengers and Force Works, participated in training within the 50-state initiative program, and was even recognized as worthy enough to lift Mjolnir. All of that has made Wonderman one of the true heavy hitters of the Avengers. He is not just a powerful warrior, but also a symbol of resilience, an entity carrying an endless source of energy always ready to stand up in the fiercest battles to protect the world regardless of all limits. The confrontation between Atomic Skull and Wonderman takes place in a ruined city. The moment he appears, Atomic Skull immediately considers Wonderman a heroic imposter and charges into the attack without hesitation. From the very first seconds, he pours all his brutal strength into punches heavy as sledgehammers. However, Wonderman remains almost completely unfazed. He easily deflects the blows and launches a counterattack that sends his opponent flying hundreds of meters, leaving Atomic Skull stunned as he realizes the person before him is more resilient than any expectation. Refusing to be overwhelmed, Atomic Skull immediately switches to attacking with intense streams of atomic energy. Purple beams tear through the air, but Wonderman flexibly dodges while responding with his own ionic energy. The two power sources collide in mid-air, creating a dazzling explosion like a miniature sun. In that moment, Wonderman absorbs a portion of the radiation, turning it into an advantage and launching a counterstrike that causes Atomic Skull to begin weakening. A burst of anger causes Atomic Skull to focus all his remaining energy, pushing his power to the most dangerous level. His punches shatter surrounding buildings, turning the battlefield into a heap of rubble. But Wonderman does not back down. He increases his size, counterattacking with superior strength and knocking his opponent through several city blocks. When Atomic Skull attempts to incinerate him with the full amount of accumulated radiation, Wonderman sustains only minor damage and then quickly recovers. As if that fire is not enough to burn away an energy entity, Wonderman accelerates, combining precise melee strikes with continuous streams of ionic energy. He restrains Atomic Skull, focusing energy directly into the glowing skull of his opponent, causing the radiation source to overload. The body of Atomic Skull begins to collapse when it cannot regenerate in time. With a decisive punch carrying all his accumulated power, Wonderman ends the match in a brilliant moment. Atomic Skull fights with madness and wild strength, while Wonderman maintains calmness and perfect control. That very difference determines the outcome. Wonderman is not only stronger, but also superior in tactics and adaptability, becoming the clear winner in a confrontation that seemed evenly matched, but was tipped from the very beginning. Wonderman is clearly stronger and will win. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. Follow me if you like this content. That is the video for today. Thank you very much.